Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about chiropractic. Did you know that chiropractic is the largest drugless healing profession in the entire world? And it's the second largest physician profession in the United States. The specialty was born in Davenport, Iowa in 1895. And its creator, Dr. D.D. Palmer, founded chiropractic on the relationship between normal spinal and nervous system function and general health. He discovered that the spine is completely surrounded and encased by the spinal column, and that the spinal column could lose its normal functioning capacity to move properly, bear the weight of upright posture, even lose the ability to adapt to physical, chemical, and emotional stressors that are a part of everyday life. Things like accidents, tension, stress, overexertion, and countless other factors could lead to these displacements or derangements of the spinal column, and then would irritate spinal nerve roots. So he proposed that if the spine was sick with these misalignments, and they would compromise the flow of communication between the brain and the rest of the body, that it could and would cause dysfunction in the human body. He called these misalignments or these areas of dysfunction subluxations, and he created a manual therapy known as a spinal or chiropractic adjustment to fix them. And it's this protocol of identifying areas of the spine that are misaligned and are causing nervous interference and correcting them with the chiropractic adjustment that's been the heart and soul of chiropractic care ever since. Now, most people's first experience with the chiropractor is centered around some type of pain. Maybe they were involved in a car accident. Perhaps they had a sports injury. Maybe they went to lift something and they ended up with low back pain, or something as simple as reaching for a cabinet and now they have neck pain. And chiropractic is incredibly effective at helping to reduce those types of pains. Because chiropractic care doesn't simply mask the sign or symptom, it gets to the root cause of the pain and corrects it. Now, the conditions that chiropractors address are as vast and varied as the nervous system itself. I had the opportunity to sit down and talk with Lori, a patient who's been under care for almost 30 years, to ask her how she first got under care, and more importantly, why she and her family have been under care for almost 40 years. Let's talk to Lori. Hi. We're continuing to talk to our patients and their experiences with chiropractic, and today I'm sitting down with Lori. Lori, why don't you tell us a little bit about your first experience with chiropractic? Was it recent or was it some time ago?
No, it was probably close to 37 years ago
or
longer. And I had a severe headache for 5 days, and my husband had tried to get me to go to a chiropractor in the past, and I was apprehensive and didn't want to go. And finally, the pain was just so bad and nothing was working, so I went to the chiropractor. And I felt a world of difference in just a matter of a few minutes, it seemed like at the time.
Great. And how was the adjustment?
I was apprehensive about that because I'm really bad about my neck being adjusted. I can't let go very easily. But once he adjusted me, I understood what it was doing, and I really got the relief that I needed.
Great.
And so then I was a believer and went before the pain would get out of control.
Your first visit, you went because you had a headache.
I had a really bad headache.
And then after a series of adjustments, the headache went away.
Right.
But then if I'm understanding you, you actually kept going back before the headache started, correct?
Yes.
How do you think chiropractic care helped you to avoid the headaches?
Well, because I could tell, I had 4 little girls at the time, and you're constantly picking them up, lifting them, putting them down, and carrying more than one at a time. And I could tell my back would get out, and when my back would get out, other things would go awry. So I would go and just try to stay in alignment the whole time, because otherwise I would get a bad headache again because I would be out of alignment.
And we find that many of our patients find that regular maintenance care and keeping their bodies in line works a lot better than actually getting the pain and then coming to get adjusted. Now you mentioned you have 4 girls. Did you have your girls under care at that point as well?
Yes, I did. The whole time, from the time they were little till growing up till today.
Okay.
They all go to the chiropractor.
What made you? I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are asking, why would you take your child to a chiropractor? What made you make that decision, and why did you continue to go?
Well, my husband was an optometrist, and he was very holistic in his practice, and he always wanted the best for the girls and for myself. and we would go for preventive care. So I remember one time I took my daughter Michelle. She had a really bad cold, but there was no drainage or anything, and she gets headaches also. So she probably was about 5, and we took her, and he adjusted her, and when he went to set her up on the table, all of her sinuses just poured, and that was another testimony to me that it really worked, and her headache went away, and she ended up not being sick.
Now, if you didn't have regular chiropractic care, how do you think that would affect your health?
Oh, I think it would be detrimental if you did not have chiropractic care.
Is there any recurring conditions, whether it's headaches or dizziness or vertigo, or is there any particular condition that you notice has a tendency to come back if you're not under care?
Yes, I do have Meniere's, which is an inner ear problem.
And what is that
and
when you have that?
I get very dizzy where
Okay.
I have to just lay flat. I can't move. And if I stay in alignment, if I go and get adjusted, it goes away.
Okay.
Otherwise, I can be like a week where I can't do anything sometimes.
Wow. That's a really long time.
It hits, yes, when it hits, it's sometimes over a week. Sometimes if I go, I'm over in a day. If I don't go, it takes about a week, and then I'm still not really there until I get adjusted again. So that helps. Plus, I have lower back problem. So if I keep in alignment, then I do much better overall.
Well, good. Again, this is why we like to talk to our patients to find out their experiences, so that maybe there's someone out there that was a little apprehensive of either getting an adjustment or taking their child to the chiropractor. Now they've got some good information.
It works.
We appreciate
I'm
you
a
having me,
believer.
Lori. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We're here with Steve Chamberlain, former WWE professional wrestler. Steve, we want to get your input on chiropractic and how it's helped you to become as healthy and as fit as you are.
Well, as much as I go to the gym and train and wrestle and do all the things I've done and do still, I go twice a week, dedicatedly to the chiropractor. It's ever since, for 10 years now.
Okay.
So, I've never missed twice a week anyways.
Now, in 1999, Steve lost his leg in a motorcycle accident. And if Steve, you don't mind, could you share again with our audience how chiropractic has helped you kind of through this whole process?
Oh, yeah, man. When I lost my leg back in 1999, I had, obviously losing my leg, my gait was off. So my spine, I could feel it being all crooked and stuff like that. So when I started going to the chiropractor, I go twice a week, like I said, dedicatedly. And it's just, and my gait's like 3 millimeters off, which is, nobody can tell when I'm walking down the street. If I got jeans on, pants on, nobody knows. But before I started going to the chiropractor, my gait was off, my back was off, so I'd be walking sideways. And being with the chiropractor, now it's like night and day. I feel like $1 million.
So it sounds like chiropractic has helped your body to achieve a better balance. Is that right?
Oh, God, yeah.
Excellent.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's like night and day.
Well, I know one of your passions, Steve, is helping other people that have issues such as yourself. Could you share with the audience a little bit about your 50 Legs in 50 Weeks program?
Yeah, of course. What I got going on now is I gave this little girl a Rucker in Greensboro, Georgia. She lost her leg, saving her little sister's life.
Okay.
So I got involved, when we got called from the people at Under Armour saying, hey, we got this little girl that lost her legs. How can you help her? I'm like, let's get her a leg. So we get her a leg, and then when I handed her the leg, her face just lit up like $1 million. It was like priceless. Like the spark in her eyes was just like, she was like, I can walk again someday. When she got it, it was exciting to me. So I look at Jimmy Hart, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, oh man, what else can we do? And he goes, let's keep doing this. So we came up with this logo, 50 Legs in 50 Weeks. So we're gonna run with that and see where it goes. And it's, so far everybody that I tell about it is jumping on board, because it's good to see, anybody, when they're in a situation they can't pay for it, it's just one of those things where I'm able to help. So it's going to be huge for me, and I was chosen to do this, I believe. I lost my leg for a reason, and this was the reason. 10 years later, but at least it happened for a reason.
Well, again, I appreciate you sharing not only your experience with chiropractic and how it's helped you, but more importantly, how you're out there in the community helping other people.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you, sir.
Take care.
Thank you.